Hi, everyone. This is Laurie and Rhonda back with you to bring you another Go Health training video. Today's training video will be covering the TEAMS model. To assist in providing a team model approach to client care, we have developed this team module, and it allows agencies to create team categories, add teams within those categories, and then, of course, assign staff to each of those teams. Keep in mind that the agency teams are not location or clinic specific. So this means that if you have a team or staff member assigned to a group that has clients potentially from different clinics than what that staff is assigned to, in order for a staff to see a client's chart, that staff member will need to be assigned to the clinic that the client is assigned to. This new development allows for future outcome reporting and monitoring based on the TEAMS model. So the creation and management of the agency teams is accomplished within the team management module, and client assignment to these teams that have been created occurs in the client program chart module. So without further ado, we will go ahead and dive into the team management module. Rhonda?
Thank you, Laurie. So you'll see we have a new icon named Team Management. This is where your system admin will actually create and manage your teams. So the first window that defaults to is the Team Management window. And you'll see here, this is just a quick at a glance of the categories that the agency would have set up and then the teams that are assigned under those categories. The team categories is the first thing that I'd like to address. So let's go to that window. So the team category is basically a grouping, a way to group your teams, or categorize your teams. You'll see that this window basically allows you to add a category and edit a name to a category. The one thing I do want to note is there's not a delete option on this window. The reason for that is that you could have multiple teams assigned under a specific category. If we were to allow a delete on this specific window, then any team and all staff assignments and all client assignments under those teams would be deleted all at once. So if your agency decides that there is a category that needs to be discontinued, please come here and simply edit the name. And to do that, you would click the edit icon. And in this instance, we decided that test category 6 is no longer needed. So we'll just put DNU for do not use beside it. So this is a quick and easy way for your system admin to know that this is a category that is no longer needed for your agency. That is basically it for this window. We'll go ahead and add a new category. So for this specific demonstration, we will start with one named Children's and add that as our new category. So Laurie, do you have any questions for this window?
No, I don't. But as you were talking about the not having the ability to delete, it underscores probably the importance of planning first, how an agency would want to set all of this up to determine the categories and then the groups the teams that would be under each of these categories.
Yeah, that's a great point. So yes, definitely before you get in here and start setting up your categories and the teams attached to those categories, definitely some planning is needed in the front door just to make sure that everything is set up exactly as your agency needs it. So now that we have our new category added, let's go to team management. Before I talk about adding the team to that category, let's just talk about general functionality again. This window functions as all of our others in Go Health. You can sort by clicking on the column header. You can actually filter out data, or filter for data, I should say, by typing within the filter field and clicking enter. If you want to go back to the way it was, just simply back that out and hit enter and all of your data will return. So for this instance, you'll see that we have our category listed here. We have our teams that are currently under those categories. And you'll notice that there's a staff count and also a client count. So this tells you at a glance for this specific team, we currently have 2 staff assigned to that team and 1 client assigned under that team. So now we're going to add, for our newly added children's category, we'll add a team to that category. So I think we'll do high intensity. All right, Laurie, so now you see that under our children's category, we have a high intensity team. So now I think we're ready to add staff.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so from this window, you can actually add staff in 2 different ways. The first way is to use the Manage Team button that's here. What this will do is give you a pop-up window, and you can quickly, through the Add Staff option over here, go down through your list of staff and add staff very quickly and very easily. You'll notice here that the team name, so the category name and the team name is here, and it will give you the current number of staff assigned, any number that you're adding, and then the total. Again, you can use your filtering options, just like with any of our other windows. So I'm going to add myself and Laurie to this team. So I'll choose Add Staff. I'm going to be a PRSS. That's going to be my role on this team. And I will save that change. And then we'll find Laurie. And we'll add Laurie. And I think Laurie will be a case manager on this team. So now you'll see that we have both Laurie and I are in gray here, showing that we are active on this team. Again, if you want to quickly add any other staff, you can go through this list and just check mark their name and choose their roles and save that information. If you hover here, it will give you the names of the current staff as well. So that's a nice feature. So at this point, I think we're done adding on this window.
Okay.
All right, so we updated our team members. The second way to add staff to a team is through the staff assignment window. So let's go review that now. Again, this window has the same functionality as far as sorting and filtering of data. Now we're going to choose our same children's high intensity team, and we'll add another staff. So this is another way to add staff to a team. We'll assign Julie as, we'll say, an FSP. You'll notice the start date is grayed out here. The reason for that is anytime we do an assignment to a team, a staff assignment to a team, we default to today's date. So when I hit the check mark, you'll see that Julie is added to the children's team and that her start date is 10/20. If that needs to be changed, then you can simply edit that data by choosing the edit icon and changing the start date. So we'll change Julie's start date to 10/1 because that's actually when she started on this team. And you'll see that our data is updated here. Now, one thing I do want to point out, Laurie, is that a staff person can be on multiple teams at one time. So we'll show here by filtering on Gray's name that Gray is actively assigned or is assigned currently to 2 teams at once. So if your agency, is set up in such a way to where you'll have staff on multiple teams, that is definitely an option. You'll see here on yours, Laurie, that we end dated the previous team that you were on and started you on your new team. So that data shows here as well. Do you have any questions, Laurie?
No, I think that was pretty clear.
All right. One thing I do want to note is you will see an icon on this window. If you delete a staff from a team, then that will take their staff assignment off of their profile as well. So let's go there and take a look at what that looks like. So over in staff profiles, and this is in the personnel module, the current staff assignment will show at the bottom of this staff profile window here. So if you're a system admin or a supervisor and you have access to the personnel profile, all of your staff's assignments, current assignments, will show at the bottom of this window, just as a quick reference tool.
Okay.
All right, so now I think we're ready to talk about client assignments to teams. So you'll see we have BART open here. And the way that you'll assign a client to a chart is through the client programs module.
And this would be those categories that we set up over in the Teams module.
The category and the team itself. So that will show up as a program at the bottom of your client programs dropdown. So you'll see here's our children's category with the high intensity team. So we want to add BART to this team effective August 1st. And once we do that, you'll show that he's showing up as one of BART's programs. And we will refresh his chart and see that now his team assignment shows up in the chart on the sidebar on the left, and also the drop-down header at the top of the chart. So those are two places, just at a quick glance that you can see it. And then, of course, you can also see it within client programs for that data as well.
Okay. That makes sense. So now I'd like to talk a little bit, or have you talk a little bit about the reports that are in GoHealth to help out with this management.
Okay. All right. So currently we have two reports that will cover the assignment, the team assignment. The first one is client enrollment. So if you're needing to see a quick at a glance of what clients are assigned to what teams, you'll come to client enrollment. And this is an existing report in GoHealth, so you may already be familiar with this report. This report pulls data by client program. So that's one of the options here. And so what I would do is just come to here and find my children's high intensity and hit submit. And it's going to show me all of the clients that are associated with this program that we're actually using as a team. So that's just a quick way to see the clients that are assigned to this team.
Okay, and then what about revenue?
That's a great question. So if you want to track revenue for your clients that are assigned to teams, you would come to the client revenue report. Again, this is an existing report within GoHealth. You can pull data by programs. Now, the one thing that I will say about this is if your agency is wanting to track services or revenue specifically for a team, you want to tie it back to that team specifically. The one thing that you'll need to do if you aren't already is use the client programs drop down on the notes and forms. There are some of our agencies that currently do this and some that do not. So just be aware that if your agency currently does not use the client programs or the programs drop down on the notes and the forms, this will need to be, you'll need to turn that on to have access to that on the notes and forms and to be able to track your revenue and your services for the specific teams. If you're not aware of how to do that, or if you need some assistance with that, please contact your system admin. And if they have questions, they can contact us and we'll be more than happy to help them with that. So just be aware that if you want to track your revenue or your services specific to a team, and only those services and that revenue that has been provided by that team, you'll need to use the program drop down in the billing code section of your forms and notes. Again, this is an existing report in GoHealth, so it functions the way that it always has. You would just come here and find the specific program that you're looking for or team that you're looking for and choose that in the drop down. So I think that pretty much covers everything, Laurie. Let's just go back and do a quick recap.
Okay.
So we'll use team management to come and add our team categories, which again is going to be the overall hierarchy, and you can have multiple categories within an agency. To those categories, you'll want to add your teams, and this is where you would choose the category here and then add the team name. You can also assign staff to your teams using the Manage Team icon here. Again, one thing to note is that if you delete a team here, the staff assignments and client assignments will be deleted within the system. So just please be aware of that. You can also use staff assignment to assign staff to teams. And this is a great view to get the overall view of your agency for how many teams that you've created and the staff that are assigned to those teams. The next thing is that you can see the staff assignment within the personnel profile, and to assign clients to your teams, you would use client programs and assign the clients to those teams. And then again, we talked about the reports. You have any questions, Lori?
No, I don't. I think you did a great job.
All right. If your agency, if your system admin gets into creating your team, setting up your team model, and has questions, Laurie and I would be more than happy to hop on a quick call with you all. Just have a list of questions ahead of time for us, and we could do a quick call and discuss whatever questions that you have, or go over any functionality that's needed to be discussed. We'll be more than happy to do that.
Yep. Thank you, guys. And please let us know if you have any questions, like Rhonda said, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you.